Now I invite the Honourable Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Australia, to light a candle for peace. Firstly, welcome. Thank you very much. Prime Minister. Just take that and light our candle.
Reverend Father, to all the members of the clergy who are here, to the members of St. Andrew's, to my colleagues who are joining me, Dr. Fiona Martin, the member for Reid, the Minister for Immigration, my dear friend Alex Hawke, who's here, and Ben Morton, the Special Minister of State. Jenny and I could not, this is where we wanted to be today. We have come from our own church in Sutherland this morning, where I had the great privilege to lead prayers in my own church community for Ukraine. And I want to thank you for inviting us to be part of this divine liturgy, because, you know, all around the world, here in Australia, and as the sun rises all around the globe, people of faith will be coming together of every denomination, in every church. And some of those churches will be in ruins, like they will be in Ukraine, and they'll be praying. And they will find strength from their faith, from their fellowship, and from their community, but a community that isn't just the large numbers gathered here, but a community of faith that spans the world. And they will gain great strength and encouragement and peace from that faith which the Reverend Father has spoken about this morning. I've come here this morning with Jenny to offer prayers and to offer encouragement, because it is not just specifically the communities of faith, but the Australian community as a whole, who I know has thrown its arms around and held tightly the more than 40,000 Australians of Ukrainian ancestry here in this country, and to extend every fibre of their support and encouragement and love to the people of Ukraine. Peace is not just the absence of war. Peace is the absence of threat, of violence, of persecution, of subjugation. It is what so many Australians of Ukrainian ancestry came to this country to enjoy, to live, to raise their families, and here you are, splendid, in your homeland dress. It is not just the absence of war, and on occasion, peace requires great strength and courage. We have already heard of the brave young man, and I will attempt to pronounce, Vitaly Skahun Volodymyrych, an engineer who set up mines on a bridge to deter the Russian advance. The advance was too fast. He could flee or finish the job. He stayed on the bridge, and he detonated, as the Reverend Father said, an act of love, but an act of courage for peace, because peace takes courage. We don't seek a peace in Ukraine that is based on bending the knee to an autocrat or a thug. We seek a peace that is the sovereignty of Ukraine. That is what peace is for. And that is the peace that the world community demands. The other prayer I have for peace this morning with you is a prayer of peace for comfort. That in your great anxiety and in your great concern for your loved ones and for your community and for your homeland, that in your faith you will find that peace and that comfort in one another. And that those, as the shells fall and as the bullets ring out in their cities and their suburbs, that they will find in that noise and in that terror a peace in their faith. But you know, most of all, as Christians, we know that no shells, no bullets, no tyrants can silence faith, can subjugate faith, can take from you the peace of your faith. And I want to encourage you all in that today. As we raise up our prayers like a fragrant offering, just like the incense, let those prayers ascend into heaven. And may mercy rain down. And may compassion rain down. It says in Corinthians, of all these things, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of all of them in love. But may they all endure, as I know they will in your hearts. 8 years ago, after MH17 was downed by Russian rockets, our then Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, who was a great friend of Ukraine and this community, spoke at the memorial service for the 38 Australians who perished. And he ended his address with a simple prayer, a prayer I wish to conclude with today. And it is this: may the God of mercy comfort those left behind, and may the God of justice answer all our prayers. Amen.
Amen.